Hey guys, and welcome back to another week of Casual Chaos. This week I have somebody in the Bravo family joining me, Lala Kent. Welcome to Casual Chaos.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited we finally were able to coordinate and get it popping.
I know, and now you're a part of the iHeart fam. So we're families in two universes, which is so fun.
Oh, I love that. That is so cute. That is. And then you just signed with CAA. Congratulations.
Wait, so we're families in three universes now.
Yes.
This is so good. I love that for us. iHeart has said nothing but amazing things about you, and they said that you and I are so similar in the way that we work, and that you and I just say yes to everything. We do it, and I'm like, yeah, that's how you gotta be.
You know, that is such a compliment to me because I've watched you since you were like the tiniest of little tots, and I am just so impressed by you. You have no idea. You
Thank you
really
so much.
have grown into like such a beautiful and special human, and I find it important that you know that.
Thank you so much.
You're
And I
welcome.
can't wait to talk about everything that you have done because I know we caught up a little bit at the iHeart event, but I want to talk about your babies. I know it was no, it was Sosa's first birthday. So how is that? I feel like time is just flying so quickly.
It is. And like I used to look at people who would say like it goes by fast. Enjoy every moment. And I'm like, all right, weirdo. And now, like, I'll see a pregnant person, and I'm that crazy woman who's like, it goes by so fast. Enjoy every single moment because
Yeah.
I feel like I blinked. And Sosa is like a full on, like, approaching toddler. And I remember it like it was yesterday, starting to like decide, am I choosing to be a single parent? Am I doing this? Am I going to start looking for a sperm donor? It literally feels like yesterday. And now she's here. We made it a year, and I'm like, I'm just so happy.
I mean, you're doing such an incredible job. I seriously give all the kudos in the world to the single moms out there. I mean, my mom did it for so long, and I know you're riding that train and you're killing it and you're loving it. So, I mean, you guys just deserve the world because it's not easy, on the financial standpoint, and even just juggling life and trying to work at the same time. So, you are a mom of two now. So, how is that?
You know what, Gia? I agree with you. Single moms are like superheroes, and can I tell you, I almost feel guilty calling myself a single mom because I have so many hands on deck. I'm so fortunate. So I find it so important that when we talk about me as a single mom to acknowledge like I am very blessed when it comes to the village that I have and the single moms who are out there like really doing it, boots on the ground, multiple jobs feeding these kids. It's like, wow, I am just inspired, impressed, and they deserve all the praise on the planet.
Yeah. How are you balancing? Again, like you said, you have all hands on deck, but how do you balance like raising your two girls? Because it seems like you really are there for them all the time. And with work, like, do you have a schedule? Do you always try to like put them to bed at night? Like, what are your like things that you don't ever give up with your kids?
You know, the past 2 years, I've been very fortunate, and the universe has always had my back. And I don't know if it's just because I wholeheartedly believe in it, or if I've made it up in my head, but Vanderpump stopped. And I had 2 years of not having to film a show and really deep dive into like what I want, what's important to me. When all is said and done, the lights turn off and the shows are done, the podcast is over. What do I want my life to look like? And my kids have just given me, I'm not going to get emotional on your podcast, but I do
No, but
every
yeah, you're
time.
like my mom. When my mom starts talking about us too, she starts just getting like teary-eyed.
Yeah. They've given me so much purpose. In the past 2 years, the universe has allowed me to be there for every single moment. So now that we're back in the mix, I find it very important. I don't take time away from my kids to do things that are not necessary. Um, I tell my friends if we want to have a girls' dinner, I would prefer that it be on a weekend that I don't have Ocean because She knows when mom's around. She knows when mom's putting her to bed. Sosa's still at that age, and I feel guilty saying this, but I don't feel the same way about Sosa that I feel about Ocean in this regard. Ocean I don't have all the time, and I have like a trauma bond with her. Sosa, I'm getting to experience motherhood the way every mother wants to experience it. Where there's just this overwhelming amount of peace. No one's going to take her from me. If I go out and I miss a bedtime, I have every other night to put her to bed. I don't get that with Ocean. So when it comes to my social calendar, I'm a weirdo. Everyone's like, you got to put yourself first. You got to socialize. I'm like, I get my social time. I don't need, I want to be home with my children. It's a fleeting moment. So unless it is absolutely necessary for me to take time away from bedtime, wake up, pick up from school, it's just not happening. And I don't compromise when it comes to my children.
No, I love that. And there's no better feeling. I used to remember even as a little kid, if my mom wasn't there to pick me up from school or even a sport, you get disappointed. You're like, no, I don't want to drive home with Carol today. I want
Right.
my mom to pick me
Yeah.
up.
I totally remember that too, Gia. Like
Yeah.
I went to this school where the crosswalk was like up this giant mountain, it felt like. And I remember the bell would ring, I'd walk outside, and if I saw my mom's car, it was like the best day ever.
The best day ever. I
So
know.
I know how important that is. And I really try to make it to every single thing, unless there's something where it's like, okay, like this is responsible for feeding you and keeping the lights
Yeah,
on. It's just adulting, but
of
we figure it
course.
out.
Definitely. And how do your two daughters differ?
Oh my gosh. Ocean, she's such an old soul. Like I don't think that she's on her last leg. I think she's gonna come back again. There are certain kids where I'm like, "Oh, you're done after this. You were a part of the Great Depression. You went down with the Titanic, all." But Ocean is an old soul where Sosa is so new. She has never been here before. She is, and people probably think I'm insane. It's like, well, babies are brand new and they're learning for the first time. No, there's something about her where it's like the way she even looks at like her hands and her arms. I'm like, oh, you've never seen this before, ever.
Yeah, like you just feel
Um,
like she just is so pure, which she is, but
it's like a different level. And some
yeah.
people don't believe in that stuff. I do. So I feel like that's how they differ. And Ocean is just she's a strong and independent soul. She came that way. Whereas Sosa, you can tell like she is looking at me for all the answers. And I don't think that's going to change as she gets older.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
then
So
you guys
I'm
would
very
just have like a best friend bond. And I feel like my mom and I kind of had that too. But no matter what, as much as I leaned on her, we also, like, she still had that parenting role as well. Like, it was never like we were too friendly, but it was, we had each other's backs, but it was still like I had the respect. I knew what to do and what not to do. So
totally.
there was like a fine line of like not to cross. But I mean, growing up like that with your mom is so fun, and especially just having, daughters and just
Right.
having that fun girly bond. I don't think she could have asked for anything differently. And same for you. Like you genuinely have your best friends for life.
Best friends for life. You know what I find so amazing and also so interesting with your guys' family dynamic is, and I don't want to say usually, but from my experience, my friends who have sisters, they're not as close with their mom because they have each other. And then my friends and myself, we have brothers. So we are very close to our moms because that's the only other chick in the house.
Of
I
course.
love that you have the four of you and you're still like your mom is like the fifth.
Oh, 100. I don't think it could be any different. Like, my mom is fully in the mix. If, say, I'm annoying her that day, she'll call Gabriella. But then if
Yeah.
Gabriella's annoying her that day, she'll call me, rant about Gabriella. Like, we have like a full circle, and it's just like she's one of us.
Yeah.
But then it's funny when like the roles change when, like, say, my youngest sister, Adriana, she just turned 16. And you go through the motions as you're growing up. So obviously, I was at that age where I constantly gave my mother attitude, but Adriana's also the sweetest soul. So it's
Yeah.
like little things. Like if she wants to get somewhere on time, she'll be like, "Mom, come on. Like, what are you doing?" Like, and then my mom's like running around with like a chicken, like a chicken without a head. And it's just so funny to watch. But then I'll look at Adriana and be like, watch the way you're talking to mommy. So it's like we have like five sisters and mother figures. It's like we all
Right,
take on different roles because it's like the roles switch with every situation. Then
right,
there's
of
times
course.
where my sisters are yelling at me and they're like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Listen, I'm your older sister. Like,
Check
slow
your,
down."
yeah, respect your elders.
No, I say that to them. I'm like, "Who are you talking to?"
That I love that dynamic because it's almost like you've got the people who are going to unconditionally love you, but you've got four different perspectives to shed light on one situation, which is like there's no way you can't have self-awareness in your family because you've
Oh
got
yeah.
so many people holding a mirror up.
Oh, yeah. We're
Oh
clocking each other at all
yeah.
times. If I
Mhm.
say something wrong, Melania, first one to clock me. She'll
Oh,
text me and be
she
like,
would.
what is this? Why are you saying this? And I'm
Oh
like,
my gosh.
it just wasn't that deep, Melania. Like, it's just not that serious. And she goes,
What
no,
what is
it looks
Melania's
horrible.
sign?
She is a Sagittarius. She's February. No, is she? No, she's an Aquarius. She's
Aquarius.
February 2nd.
Okay. Free spirit and just like down for the cause.
Oh,
Ha!
definitely. Oh, yeah. Whatever Melania wants to do, Melania is going to do.
That makes me
And
thrilled for her.
that's just how she goes through life. It's just, she like, honestly, she just goes at her own beat, like whatever she wants to do.
I
And no
love
one will tell her
her.
different. So, and she's always been that way,
I,
always.
I know. I watched and it was
Always.
fabulous. I still have people sending me like TikToks of all of those like throwback.
Oh, and
I mean, I'm
honestly,
not even on TikTok.
best thing about Real Housewives of New Jersey, having those old memories.
That's got to be amazing, right?
Yeah. Like just with everything, the show obviously has its ups and downs, as you know, and you go through crazy times, but just having these memories documented, it's like we have at-home videos
Yeah.
for our whole childhood. And even, just seeing my grandparents and how they're not here anymore, just that whole dynamic.
Right.
I'm like, this is like, you can't beat this. Like, this is no price you can pay to have this. Like, this
No.
is amazing.
Was it weird growing up? Because like in LA, it's different here because most people like at Ocean School are in entertainment in some capacity.
Okay.
In Jersey, and maybe it's the same way because you've got New York, but like did people was it weird going to school knowing that your family was on TV?
Honestly, I don't know if it was just because of like the Italian traditions instilled in me and just how you need to be strong and don't really, don't care what people say about you, just keep your head high, move forward. I and honestly, I guess I'm grateful for the town that I grew up in, and I think that's why all of my sisters, like me and all my sisters, never really wanted to move because my town was so great. They never treated us differently. They never said anything to us. We had great friends and no one really said anything. You had those one or two people like every couple years that would make a comment like, but it was stupid comments. Like this one kid, I remember I was in elementary school getting on the bus and crazy times when you're getting ready for school. My mom's popping out the Eggos. I'm running up this massive driveway trying to get to the bus. Like always just a complete show in the morning.
Right.
And I get onto the bus and this one kid would always say comments to me. He's like, "Oh, what did your butler cook you breakfast this morning? Did you eat lobster for breakfast?" And as a 9-year-old, I'm sitting there like, lobster. there's Eggos in my Ziploc bag right now. And
Yeah,
just like funny, just
think
like and
about those things.
yes. And it was just like little comments like that and obvious, and even when honestly the legal stuff was going on, nothing really happened to me like in school. Everyone, I think, also respected me because anytime something bad happened to my family and like things were all over the news, I went to school that day. Like I feel like I never really gave people the opportunity to talk because
Oh,
I was always there and always like
okay.
was present. But my sister Adriana kind of went through something last year where girls like made a diss track about her and kind of just like bashed her in a song, and it got, the school obviously found out about it, but it just shows, that girls could, and it was mean girl stuff. So it was just shows how like girls could be so mean and they could be so jealous. And she really doesn't have many friends in Montville, my youngest sister, Adriana. She really doesn't have that many friends in our hometown. She has friends in other towns. And honestly, she kind of enjoys it that way. She embraces it and she's like, school is now the place that I go. I'm focused. I have no distractions. And then I get to hang out with my friends on the weekends.
I
And
think
I'm
that is
like,
so wonderful. That's
I
the way
love
to
that
do
for
it.
you.
I love that for her too. There's something about girls in school that you're also friends with. It gets catty. People start trying to pit people against each other.
Yeah.
My closest friends were always girls who didn't go to my school. We didn't know the same people. I love that.
Yeah.
And now she can drive. So great.
Yes. Well, it's 17 in Jersey.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. You get your permit at 16,
My mind is blown.
right? Isn't it
I kind of
crazy?
like that better. It's weird when I see like 15-year-olds driving around with
I
their,
agree.
I'm like, get this person off the road.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, yeah.
I'm fine with that.
Adriana says every day how she thinks she needs a Tesla because she's scared that she's going to crash into things and she needs it to drive for her.
She is
I
a-
was like, okay. I'm like, we don't rely on that feature, but I understand what you're saying.
I do, I understand too, but technology, I don't know which I trust less,
Oh, right.
humans or technology. I don't know. I've never been to Waymo before.
What kind of sister is Ocean to Sosa?
Well, the best. I feel like she's really just come into it gave her a lot of independence. And I didn't think she could be any more independent than she already was. But the moment Sosa came home, there was just this confidence that she started to have in helping mom take care of a new baby. And it's really sweet because I think when I first had Sosa, Ocean was like, she thought it was going to be a lot of fun. And then, they just lay there. And I think she was like, this is not that fun. This is like way boring. And I think she thought also that this is the baby and they never get older, right? She just came how old
Yeah,
she is. And now Sosa's starting to like, she can't talk, but in her own mind, she's saying
of
something.
course.
And I'm telling Ocean, like, it's gonna be very soon that Sosa's gonna start walking with you and you guys can play together and you're basically gonna have a built-in best friend.
How
And
many years apart are they?
they're 3.5. I would
Okay,
have
I love that.
liked to do 2.5,
Yeah.
but God handed me a different set of cards and it's all good. We did what we could
She's
with.
gonna look at Sosa though, and it's kind of how I look at my sisters. And when you watch them grow, and especially like you said, that Ocean has such an old soul, she's gonna just want to protect and be there for her sister at all costs. And watching them like just grow and turn into like the young ladies that they turn into, like Ocean will look at you one day and just be like, wow. I
Yeah,
can't believe like this day is here. Like, and
right.
I've said that about every single one of my sisters. Like every time they left for college, I'm bawling. I'm like, what's wrong with me? It's just that she'll feel, as much as she's an older sister, she's also like, like another little mommy. And like you said, she's
Totally.
taking on that role. Like she's gonna feel that for
Yeah.
sure.
And Ocean, it's wild. She'll come to me and say, I found this in the playpen. You can't put this in there. Do you see it has hard eyes? These can come off. She can choke. And I'm like, you're 4.5. Like,
So
you're
cautious of
listening.
everything.
Yeah. Like I'm very proud of her. I'm
Yeah.
very, very, I'm so honored to say that I am the mom of these two kids. And I know
You're
everyone
doing a
feels
great
that way
job.
about their
Of
children
course.
because we're all biased and our kids are the best, right? Which is great. We should all feel that way.
Yeah.
I just look at them and I'm like, how was I responsible for participating in having these kids? It's mind-blowing to me.
Are you loving this girl energy? Like, do you want another girl or are you ready for maybe a boy?
Okay, listen to I'm an insane person, Gia. So I want to have one more. And
Okay.
by the way, after a third, we're gonna feel it out because if we are not done, then I'm not closing the door, right? We're gonna know after the third. I know
Yeah.
after I gave birth to Sosa, there was not 1 ounce of I'm done in me. It was like, she's here. I'm so excited. Are you done? No, I know that I'm not ready for this phase of life to be done. I have to like
Yeah.
go through the birthing process one more time. So I'm gonna base it because now that I have two girls, which I never thought would happen.
And this might be a dumb question, but with a sperm donor, can you choose the gender?
So with the donor, usually how the picking gender works is I would have had to freeze my eggs and then make embryos, and that's how they would be able to tell if I had boys or girls.
Okay.
I say that I had scientific sex. I went in, I was ovulating. The doctor took the sperm in a long tube, put it up there while I was in like the little holster things or whatever. And it was like, all right, in 2 weeks, take a pregnancy test. It was very not romantic, but like the most romantic for me. I was like,
Yeah.
this is
You're
awesome.
like, honestly, this is great.
This is
No
great.
male energy, nothing to be attached to, and I'm
Nothing.
just getting my child.
Exactly. So I didn't pick the gender of Sosa. It was just like I got what I got. So I love having girls so much that I'm going to follow the Chinese gender calendar. And
What
it's
does that
been
mean?
right. I know. So it's this calendar that you look up the date or no, the month you conceived and your age, and then you follow those two down and it will show you boy or girl. Now, I did a
Have
poll
you,
on
have you
it.
done it?
So I haven't tried it yet, but I looked at the age of conception and month of conception with both of my girls, and it said they were going to be girls. But I looked at it
Okay.
after the fact. So I'm like, okay, so it was right for both of them. I took a poll on Instagram. More people said that it was correct than not correct. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm
You
going
kill
to
me.
try for a girl based on the Chinese gender calendar. And if God willing, I don't have any issues. If I end up having a boy, then I know that God intended for me to have a boy.
Okay,
And I
I love
won't
that.
question it.
So
The
in
weirdo,
God's
like a
hands, but
psychopath.
we're also gonna shoot for the girl because you're loving this girl energy.
I love the girl energy. And honestly, if I follow the Chinese gender calendar and God still gives me a boy, then I know in my heart and soul I was meant to bring a little boy into the world.
I know. Well, I mean, listen, what's meant to be is meant to be because this is why
100%.
there's four of us.
Yeah.
My dad wanted a boy so bad, and it just didn't happen.
It wasn't in
So,
the cards for him.
no, wasn't in the car. He got boy dogs, which was like fine. It was more than fine.
That is fine. Cut the balls off, or was he like, so did he? Or was he like, no, I need men?
No, I don't think my mom ever talked to him about getting. What is that?
No, did he cut the dog's balls off?
Oh no, my dogs would make babies.
Oh, sh
He like I'm not we have had because we had German shepherds. We had like 3 litters of German shepherds.
damn.
It was like generations of like families. Like it was like we started with 2, then the father would die, then like the mother would die, but then we would keep 2 and then like it would just like keep and then we would like
Damn.
get another one so that like it wasn't incest and the whole thing.
I totally, I love that you thought I was asking if your dad was snipped.
I was like, honestly, I feel like, especially an Italian man, like that would take away like his entire masculinity.
Sorry, you're probably like, this girl's insane. She asking me this. I
I'm
love
like, wait,
it
actually, I
back
don't
in the
know if
day.
my mom ever asked him to do that.
I'm a weirdo, but I'm not that weird. I would never ask you that. But I loved the scenes back in the day of your dad And it was like, did you guys have chickens? You had like chickens, I think. It was
We
so
had
chaotic.
chickens,
Your dad
German
walking
shepherds.
around yelling, Melania.
Still happens now. Still happens now.
Of course it does. It was my favorite. I love that you guys get to have that and go back and watch.
No, it was so good. But let's get into Vanderpump.
Okay.
So, you were in the Bravo sphere for so long and been on Vanderpump since 2013. You decided to become sober on Vanderpump. How was that whole transition for you?
Oh God. You know, doing Vanderpump, I was only, so 2014, I think we probably filmed when I had just turned 24 maybe. Um, I was young and I was like wild and free and trying to figure my life out and figure out who I was.
I
And
loved you though on early seasons of Vanderpump because I watched Vanderpump and then like I don't know till what season, but it was kind of when you came in, you were with why am
James,
I
but James,
blanking? James.
yeah,
Yes, you were with James and you were still are, but just so stunning.
thank you.
And you just told it how it was. And I was like, I get her. Like, is she from LA? Because I feel like she's so real. Like, I don't know.
No, I'm just a girl from Salt Lake City, Utah. I don't know. I think I was just born this way. I don't know where it came from. Um, Actually, I do. It's been generations of very strong women and females in my life that I have watched, and I think I inherited this, but also watched it and learned the behavior. For me, there's a lot of things on Vanderpump Rules. Like, I don't regret any of it. I had the best time.
And that's how you should be. Because
It
it,
was
if
nice.
you regret, it's not going to do anything for you. If anything, you just have
Exactly.
to own your and and grow and learn from it.
Yeah, I did what most people do in their 20s. And
You don't have to
unfortunately,
tell me.
I have a disease of being an alcoholic. It was going to happen whether I was still in Utah or whether I was filming Vanderpump Rules. But I looked at my time on Vanderpump, it's like the ultimate mirror, right? So many people can sit here and be like, it's editing, it's editing. It's not editing. They may, show you in one light, but like you did those things, right?
It's so funny. Someone recently just said that to me too. Because, sometimes you could be a little naive when you're watching yourself back
Yeah.
and blame it on the editing. But I mean, at the end of the day, they really are editing what you said. Maybe the part that they kept doesn't show you in the best light, but you did say it.
You did say it. So
Yeah.
I watched Vanderpump, and even though there were times where I was freaking mortified, I was like, okay, this is a mirror for me. And unfortunately, it still didn't change my behavior. It's like I got off on watching myself act like a crazy person. It was like an adrenaline rush, right?
Yeah.
Every time I went toes with someone, it felt like I was jumping out of an airplane. Like it felt awesome. And then there was just a day that I woke up after binge drinking, which happened often, but now it was much more, it was much darker now. My dad had been gone for 6 months. So now it was like I was numbing myself to the point of being just in the foggiest and darkest of time. Even thinking about it, it takes me back to such a strange place. But I always say I hit my rock bottom 30,000 feet in the air on a private jet, right? It sounds fabulous. Drinking cocktails, drinking Hennessy out of the bottle. It could not have been a darker experience. But when I tell people, they're like, that sounds lit. I'm like, it was not lit. It was horrendous. And I was letting little kids draw on me. We had just had a family weekend with 26 people, my family, my ex's family, in Disney World. And we were coming home, and I just remember landing, and I could not have been any drunker. And I woke up the next morning, and it was like, I'm done. I don't know what it was. I think it was my dad, because
Yeah.
the last drink I ever had was 6 months to the day that my dad had died. And I felt like in that moment, the morning I woke up, it's almost like I felt my dad say, like, we're done now.
Yeah, like what are
Six
you what are
months.
we doing here?
Yep.
Yeah.
What are we doing? It's time for you to take control of your life, live a happy life, and grieve me in the way that I deserve to, be mourned. It was not a good situation. Um, and after that moment, I called my ex. I was like, I need to come talk to you. I went to his office. I said, I'm letting you know I'm reaching out to get help today. I'm letting you know I'm an alcoholic and I am not drinking any longer. And I did. I took the steps to find a sponsor. I did anything I possibly could. I was begging for sobriety. And there have been moments that have been difficult, not many. I could probably count them on one hand. And there are moments that I feel like, oh, a glass of rosé on a sunny LA rooftop. Yeah, that sounds awesome. And in those moments, yes, I have the tools, but there have been times where I look at my kids and I'm like, oh, I'm staying sober for you today because I'm certainly not staying sober for myself. Otherwise, I'd be on the freaking rooftop drinking rosé.
Yeah.
And I love my sobriety. The moments do not happen often. I know dark days are looming, and I have the tools that I hope that I'll be using if and when those days come. But my sobriety is the proudest thing I've ever done. I mean, I hope this doesn't come across the wrong way. I'm more proud of my sobriety than I am of having my children because without my sobriety, I would not be a good mom to my children. So my
No,
sobriety
I
has to come
totally get
first.
it.
You know, the reason I have these wonderful, beautiful children, the reason I get to do what I do is because I woke up one day and said, I'm going to be sober. My sobriety goes to everything else goes to.
100% because
Yeah.
if you're not sober, then you're not taking care of yourself. Your life would be a mess. You wouldn't be able to provide for your kids. You
Nope.
would be a completely different person.
Absolutely.
Oh,
And I do
I
have
love that for
moments
you.
where I'm considered a dry drunk, and I'm well aware of that. There's things that are just in my DNA where I will pop off and lose my mind. And it's like, okay, we haven't had a drink, but our alcoholism is showing. So, like, we
Yeah.
really need to go home and have some self-reflection. And, I always say, I'm not Jesus, I'm not walking on water. I'm not going to turn the other cheek. I'm going to make mistakes, drinking or not. But I really, really hope that every single day I can take a step back, own my part in things, keep my side of the street clean. And I tell people when I go in and I have to apologize to somebody for something I've done, I give them fair warning. Like, I want to be very clear, this could happen again. I'm
Yeah.
really trying to, in real time, pinpoint foreign emotions so that I don't lash out and I can convey myself properly. But we're talking 35 years of being the same person.
Like it's not just the alcohol.
Not just the alcohol. And it wasn't just the hormones when I was pregnant. Like,
Yeah.
that side of me does exist.
Oh, same. I
Yeah.
mean, drunk or not, it's there. And I think the only thing that people can ask of you is to be self-aware and take accountability and take that ownership. If you stood there and took no accountability for your actions and just thought that you were right all the time, then okay, people could say that this person has not changed. This person is the same person. But by you owning your mistakes and having that moment of self-reflection, that's really all anybody could ask of you or of a person for that
Yeah.
matter.
No, you're absolutely right. And my biggest thing right now is it depends on who you ask. You could have one person who has had nothing but a horrendous experience with me. And you could ask someone else who's had nothing but a wonderful experience with me. I react based off of what's put in front of me. I go home and I hope to self-reflect, but it really depends on who you ask.
I know. Honestly, I mean, do I have that? I feel like everyone has that. I think everyone has that.
Everyone has that.
Yeah, everyone has that. There's definitely people who just think I'm a and I'm sorry. I'm not, but
Yeah,
I can be.
there's probably not many.
Can be, but sorry if you're those people who think I am.
No, I think you're wonderful.
Thank you. But we have all have that side.
We
I
do.
have that side of me that comes out and I'm like, whoa,
I know.
okay, inner demons are being released right now.
Yeah, but it is what it is. Like, we're all just out here doing the best we can.
That's true. Day by day, honestly,
Okay?
for real.
Yes, exactly.
But when you were filming Vanderpump and also trying to keep your sobriety, being around so many, you know, drunk people and, situations, did that ever make you annoyed? I feel like being as much as you and I saw you at iHeart, I know are such a fun, lighthearted person. Like you know how to have a good time whether you're drinking or not drinking. And I give kudos to people that can just dance and do all that when they don't have a drink in their hand. I'm like, that is so good for you. And that comes with confidence, that really does. But I like when I am sober, like even if I'm sober and my boyfriend's drinking, I'm like, I can't handle you right now.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just natural to get annoyed if you're not drinking and you're surrounded by drunk idiots.
Yeah. I mean, with filming, it's it's so different because you know how filming works, right? It's like, here's where we need you until this time.
Yeah.
So in those situations, I'm just very honest and I tell them, you're really drunk and you're annoying me.
Yeah.
If I could leave, I would. Um, but I know when it's time for me to dip out. When everyone's starting to have one too many, I know when it's time for me to go home.
Yeah.
And that doesn't happen very often, but there's nothing about getting to that point, especially at my age and my friends' ages, there's nothing cute about it. And it's hard because
There isn't.
you're so
There really isn't anything cute about it.
there's nothing cute. And there are times, Gia, where we'll be doing whatever we're doing and everyone's drinking. And I'm like, I'm sober and we're sitting in a big room with music and they think this is the best time ever. And I'm in reality knowing we're in a big room listening to music. And we got all dressed up to be here. For what reason?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe that's depressing. It's like, well, that's what we have to get dressed up and like enjoy each other. I'm like, I could be in bed watching Veep right now.
I mean, yeah, that's me half the time. I'm like, do I get up and get dressed and go out, or do I just stay in my bed and watch my show?
A lot. It's exhausting.
It's exhausting.
Especially when
I,
my team's like, you got to be better at social media. I'm like, a good one. Good one. I don't know what I don't know.
I
I'm
feel like you could be so hilarious on social media though. Like even TikToks, like your personality honestly reminds me of this one influencer, just how you're just so you're raw and to the point and you kind of have that like tell me if I'm wrong, but like kind of like that dry sense of humor in a way too, where you're just very like but it's hilarious. You have to look her up. It's Hallie Batchelder.
okay. I'm gonna look her up.
So funny.
All right, I'm looking her up. Yeah,
So
I feel like
funny.
I'm self-deprecating. I have a very dry sense of humor. And I feel like I'm so in the moment at times that I forget to get content.
Yeah. But that's a good thing. I mean, you don't want to like be over consuming with your content that you are literally recording every second of your life. It
Right.
is exhausting. I
Yeah.
mean, even when, my manager tells me, okay, Gia, we need to do more of this and more of that. Sometimes recording and like doing all of your content stuff, it does take you out of the moment because you're looking through a screen rather than really enjoying it, but also trying to get good clips and make it look good. So it does take away from the moment. Like when I'm at a concert and I'm recording the concert, I
Yeah.
the worst.
I know. I'm like,
The
why'd I do
worst.
that? I just missed the whole thing.
The worst. But I also wanted to talk to you about relationships because I feel like you just have such an interesting view and just such a mature view on things. But I know you had a crazy relationship with your ex, Randall Emmett, which we don't need to get too into. But when you were in your 20s and when you were with him, did you think he was the one? Because obviously, I'm in my 20s. I'm dating my boyfriend, Christian. I think he's the one. But I know, like, what is your take on that? Like, do you feel like in the moment he was the one and then you soon realized, okay, maybe he isn't? Like, what is your advice for girls who are in this situation?
Oh, when I met him, I feel like I was drinking a lot and my gut was speaking to me and I would drink to silence that. So I think my main advice, I think most girls at the age of 20, and you'll probably marry your guy, but
I
I
mean, yeah,
just
it's 6 years at this point. I do hope
that's
so.
6 years.
But
It also depends on where you come from, right? Like
yeah,
different places breed a different kind of man and
of
a different kind
course.
of woman. I think that when your gut is speaking to you, we so often
I
listen to our
agree.
heart over anything, and the heart is beautiful, but it's very naive. And I think the one thing that we can always trust is the gut. If you have a pit in your stomach, something is wrong. Listen to that. I didn't listen to that. I drank and I drank, and then I ended up in AA. I don't think had I been sober at that point in time, my relationship never would have happened. But then I look at the relationship doesn't exist, Ocean Kent doesn't exist, and that would be a travesty. So I know that this plan was supposed to happen and play out the way that it did, but it really gave me perspective on what I want, and it's really hard for people to grasp what I want because when I tell them what I want, it's easy for them to stomach it if it were a man, but because I'm a woman, I'm wounded, I'm scorned, I'll find the right guy someday. Maybe one of those things is true. I'd like to say none of them are true because I've worked through a lot of stuff and I've realized I live a very independent, happy, peaceful life. And I don't want that to change. I took a step back one day and was like, everyone's asking me if I'm dating, and I give them the response that they want. Yeah, I think I'll start dating. So I took a moment to sit with myself. La, do you want to date? The answer was no. So why would I go do something that I don't want to do? You want to know what I do want to do? I'd like to have sex. I like sex. I think that sex is very fun. So the rule
I
is
mean, it does keep you sane too.
it keeps you sane.
I'm when emotions are high and when I'm angry, I'm like, okay, it's time.
It's time. It's time. Big
Like
game
when
of
you're really moody, all
sex.
right, gotta release something right now.
It's important for a woman to do. It had been a long time. I got pregnant. I was postpartum. So finally we ripped the band-aid off, which has been great. But I
I
know,
mean, I wouldn't think you would be having a tough time.
well, who knows out there? It's very slim pickings. But I enjoy that they leave after because I set that boundary. I give them an option. You can leave tonight, or you have to be gone before 7 a.m. because that's when my daughter wakes up. If
Yeah.
Ocean is at home, no one's coming over. I'm not going to anyone's house. That's the boundary that I set. And it has been awesome. So I don't want to get married. It's very hard when I meet someone if they're in their 30s because I won't go past 7 years older than me if they're around my age, like I really have to kind of let them know in a subtle way that like I'm not looking for anything. And if you're looking to get married and have children one day, like just know this is for fun. I'm not going to be able to give
Yeah.
you either of those things.
And I mean, that's so great that you're aware of that with yourself and that you make that transparent. But you never know. Maybe one night when you're having fun, you might surprise yourself and maybe somebody you really will have a connection with. But again, that's up to God and the universe to
Totally.
have that plan for you. But I feel like it's not that you're telling yourself that you don't want this, but I feel like if it's gonna, when they say that when you're telling yourself that this isn't gonna happen and then it happens,
Totally.
I
Yes,
I think one day you are going to find your person and it's going to be like you will be so happy, even though you are happy now with your two girls and just having this girly bubble. But
totally.
maybe one day the guy will surprise you, but for right now, you're protecting your peace. And I
Totally.
think that's awesome.
And you know what? I learned long ago to never say never because I never thought that I would have a baby via donor.
Yeah,
Like life does crazy things. So I can say that this is where we are in the moment, but God's gonna place me where I'm supposed to be. I really have no say, right? What's
it's
meant to
true.
be, be.
It's gonna be. Oh, your daughters are so lucky. They have an amazing mom.
You're so kind.
But how do you feel about Vanderpump Rules getting a new cast?
I'm so excited for them.
Are
I think,
you? Did you
yeah,
think it was time?
yeah.
Or in a way, were you selfishly like, we started this, I want to end this?
No, I didn't feel that way.
No.
No, I went in to see the final season and I was really beat down. And people can, in the outside world and viewers can have their opinion on it. And some of those opinions to a degree may be right. But I was season 10 living off of adrenaline and going to war and fighting for my kid. By the
Yeah.
time we started filming season 11, the adrenaline had worn off. I was sinking into my new normal. It was a really tough pill for me to swallow. I was trying to let go of anger, resentment, and I didn't know quite how to do that. Um, so by the time we got the call where it was like, we're recasting, it felt really amazing. I was like, it's time.
Yeah.
This is someone else's now. It doesn't feel like ours. And I just know the opportunities that that show brought to me, and I just can't wait to see this new wave of like young, fun. They're going to be a hot mess, and I'm going to be here for it. I'm excited to see what they do with the opportunities. Some are going to
Yeah.
say, I'm just here for a good time, and then I'm going to move back home and live a great life. And others, I think, are really going to take, opportunity by the balls. I can't wait for them. I think it's going to be awesome. I've heard it's great.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I mean, and there are so many shows in the Bravo universe that as you get older, there's also a spot for you. Like you are a TV personality, like you are a big face on Bravo. I don't think Bravo's ever going to want to fully say, oh, we don't want Lala Kent. There's just a time and a place. It's not like you guys were going to be waiting at Sir for the rest of your life.
No. And you know what? I love my relationship with Bravo, and they've always, really been so kind and good to me. So I'm grateful for the opportunity that I had on Vanderpump Rules, and anything beyond that I'll still be grateful for. We're
Yeah.
making it work.
100%. I just had Scheana on my podcast. What is your relationship with her after Vanderpump?
We're bumpy. We're
Okay.
bumpy right now. And it makes me sad because we're not filming a show together. So it was disheartening to see that she was talking about the reasoning for our, I guess, issues on her podcast rather than us taking a moment to reflect and have a productive conversation when the time is right. Um, and she's not someone who I don't want to be friends with. Like
Yeah.
we have a lot of history and deep roots now. So I hope we
Yeah.
can work through it. But um, yeah,
I
we're
mean,
in
she
a
told
very
me that you
emotional place.
were, when her book was released, that you were one of the people that she reached out to regarding the Brock infidelity. Like, and
Yes.
I mean, that was, how did you feel about that? Like, were you taken back? Did you wish that she said it while the whole Sandoval and Ariana stuff was going on? Or like, do you get why she kept it to herself?
I'm still confused on how she moves.
Yeah,
It's really strange to me. There are times when she first told me, I was like, that makes sense. You learn something like that. The stakes are very high. You have a child on the way when you've learned about this. And it makes sense why you maybe wanted to keep it to yourself.
and being in the public eye, yeah.
In the public eye, that's also a lot. Um, and I was very shocked to learn about that. But I was just following her lead, right? So she had worked through it with him, so I knew like I couldn't hold a
At
grudge. You know
yeah,
what I
and
mean?
at this point, what are you gonna do? They're together. It's not like you can say, "Oh, break up with your husband," when the issue
Right.
was what, 2 years ago at this point?
Yeah, it was a while ago, and that doesn't take away from the heartbreak that she
Of
felt and
course.
gonna have to work through. Um, and although I could never stay just because I know myself and I would hold that over his head for the rest of his life.
I would too.
Um,
I wouldn't be able to do it either.
yeah.
I
you
mean,
know,
credit to kudos to her. I mean, now they seem like they're in a great space and that he's a great dad and
yeah.
they've worked through it, which, some people can and some people can't, and that's totally okay.
And I don't think there's a right or wrong way. It
No.
literally just depends on who you are. And Scheana chose to work through it with him, and I think that's wonderful. He's made some amazing changes, and that was my hope. We're in a funky spot,
Yeah.
but I'm hopeful that we'll be able to work through it.
When the cheating was going on, and that was, I guess, she found out during when you guys were filming season 11 and Ariana and the whole Scandival thing went
Yeah.
crazy. Did you notice that she was acting weird during that time? Or because she said that's why she was so crazy during season 11 and, sticking up for Tom or this or that because she felt like she had to understand his perspective because she had just forgiven Brock. Did you think that that was Scheana being Scheana, or did you think that there were like that she was acting weird?
I didn't think she was acting. I didn't think she was acting weird. I think the two of us, it was season 11 was very funky. No
Yeah.
one was having fun. No one wanted to be there. For the first time in the 8 years that I had filmed the show, I felt like I was going to my job.
Yeah.
It was not fun, and I felt like she was feeling the same way. And we were dealing with a lot of foreign emotions together. So I never in a million years thought that she had just found out that Brock did what he did.
Yeah.
But she was my rock through season 11. We both were really having a tough time.
Yeah. And I mean, you guys both had valid opinions and just, on anything that you guys stood for. I feel like the fans could kind of understand each perspective on what everyone was going through on season 11.
I think there are some people, but after it aired, like I really took a beating and I went into hiding and it took 2 years for me to work through it with my sponsor and own my part. And
Yeah.
I definitely have my regrets. Um, but what's done is done.
Yeah. And I mean, that's also the whole point about being on a reality TV show. That's why there's so many different cast members. Everybody is going to give their opinion. And unfortunately, when majority rules and people don't agree with your opinion, yeah, it could be a living hell.
Yeah,
But I mean, at the end of the day, it was just you being, it was in the moment, everybody thinks that they're doing what they're supposed to do and that they're being true to themselves.
right.
Okay, when you see it afterwards, can you look at it and reflect and say, okay, I don't like the way that looked and I don't like the way that came off. I need to change this for the future. But when you're filming a reality TV show and you're under all that stress and emotions are heightened, you think you're doing your best in the moment.
Yeah. I feel very badly about how all of that went down. I feel badly that regardless of my perspective on it, I made someone feel like I betrayed their trust.
Yeah,
And that makes me it makes me angry at myself, but I had to work through it, right? I can't beat myself up forever. I feel guilty that because someone didn't heal on my timeline and like didn't move the way that I thought they should have moved, that
right.
I didn't support them. It was a huge learning experience for me.
For sure.
And I hope that I can do better in the future when I'm handed something that I don't know what to do with, that I can take a step back and say this isn't about you and how you would do things. And it was. I had to work with my sponsor a lot to get through all of those layers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you interested in being on the Valley? Is that something you would do now that the Vanderpump Rules chapter is closed?
Reality TV,
Same
after
mom.
Vanderpump Rules was done, I was like, I think this chapter is closed. Reality TV scratches an itch.
I
I don't know I'm like, I'm sick. I'm a sick person.
it really does.
And it makes sense because I know these people are my friends. I like actually hang out with them, no matter what
Yeah.
the public says. Like, she's trying to be on the valley. It's like, let me tell you something. You can't try to do something.
Yeah, I don't think you have to
Either
try
want
that
to or they
hard.
don't. There's nothing,
Yes.
I have no say. Okay?
I think that's the thing. Like the network makes the decision. Like the network calls you. If they want you, they want you. If they don't, they will let you know immediately.
I have no say. I can't try. They either want me or they don't.
Yeah.
Um, but I'm like friends with these people off screen. Not all of them, but a lot of them. And we have, our kids that play together and the moms are friends. But people who view the show can't see outside. They think we're all a bunch of robots who turn on, film a show, and then shut down. It's like, no,
Yeah.
there's life happening beyond what you're watching. And
Yeah.
just because it's not captured doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
So it would make sense, but we'll see. I don't know.
Yeah. Um, on another note, you're a huge Housewife fan, so I have to ask, what is your opinion on my mom? I know you guys were just together at the iHeart event, but for the viewers.
And I'm not just saying this because you're in front of me. Like I'm a
Yeah.
straight
I know.
shooter.
I'm like, this question, I mean, she's gonna say all nice things.
No, but if your mom was not your mom, like, and it was someone else who I wasn't super fond of, I would probably tell you. I'd say, I
Yeah.
think it turned out great considering. Um, I've always thought your mom was such a fucking gangster.
Yeah.
Way that she has handled every single thing that she's been given. She never ran away. She
No.
never said, we're not talking about it. She's faced everything head on. And when I watch through a different lens, though, Gia, because I know how the sausage is made, but I also watch as like a real viewer, right?
Yeah.
And I've always been very into your mom.
Oh, I love
She
that.
has that thing that you can't
Yeah.
quite explain, right?
No.
And her girls, you guys are a testament to who she is as a person,
Yeah.
right? So I think your mom is wonderful, and I'm not just saying that because you're
Oh,
her.
I love that. No, it's similar energies, you feel it. You feel the energy. But what's your favorite city to watch?
Oh, my favorite city. So when people ask me, I've never watched Housewives, where should I start? I always tell them you should either start with OG Roni or OG Jersey. You have to start there.
Okay.
So those are my most favorite. Right now, Miami is crushing it.
I know. But even Salt Lake City is too.
Salt Lake, I haven't watched the first episode yet, so I'm
Okay.
very excited. I'm a weirdo. I'm like, I need two because I get addicted and I want back to back.
I know.
I never met a housewife franchise I didn't like. I'm like very into
I
them.
know.
And
And
even
you know what?
Riverdale.
I feel like the two cities that you said, it's so true because they go so deep. So you
Mhm.
really see it from like start to finish and just you
Right.
could just tell, okay, that was yeah, shit, that was like 15 years ago. Like it's
Yeah.
crazy.
So even though OC is the longest running,
Yes.
I always tell people that one can fall second. Like Jersey, New York, because you've got to build the appreciation. You can't start with Salt Lake. You have to build the
No.
appreciation for
Yeah.
Housewives,
I agree.
you know?
Who is your Mount Rushmore?
Oh, your mom is definitely on it. I think you would have to give a spot to Dorinda because she's just everything.
Yeah.
Um, okay, your mom. And then honestly, I think either Tamara or Vicky deserve the next spot.
Yeah, valid.
Yeah. Dorinda just she delivered,
And
even
she
though
still
she
delivers.
still delivers. And what I love about her is when I'm in New York, we'll get dinner. She is the same person that you see on TV.
Yeah.
Does the little things. Is like she does not put on for the camera in any capacity. So those are
Yeah.
my three on Mount Rushmore.
Love that. Um, is there anyone you can't stand?
Oh, this one is so hard because I really, really love them. I have an appreciation for them all. Honestly, I can't think of one person who I can't stand. Is that so lame? That's probably lame. And
I
I'm not.
mean, no, because BravoCon's coming up. I feel like we don't need to start any drama if we don't want
No, but you
to.
know what? I'm not afraid of like a little bit of drama, but I have such an appreciation, even for the person who's like the villain. I'm like, do you realize
That
without
they
person,
had to go through.
We should be loving them. They're the only person we're talking about. What would we
No,
be watching without the villain?
literally. If you weren't on Vanderpump, which housewife city would you want to be on based on the cast?
Oh, I think OG New York because I love their ability to go toes and say the craziest to each other. Like
I
Dorinda.
feel like you fit New York vibe though. Like
Oh
I
my
could
God.
totally see you as a New Yorker.
And I love how it's like, Dorinda's screaming to Sonia Morgan, get an easy pass on that vagina. And then literally the next morning, they're like totally fine. I was that way. I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah, we said it, but we're cool now.
I love that too. I guess now I am in the Bravo sphere as well. Have you gotten the chance to watch Next Gen NYC?
I have not watched it yet. Do you hate me?
No, I don't. Watch it before BravoCon and then
I'll
give
watch
me
it
your
before
opinion.
BravoCon. How do you feel? Did you have a good experience?
Yes, but it was different. Like everything that we talked about today on this pod, feeling the feeling that you are doing the right thing in the moment, but then when you watch yourself back, you wish that you maybe handled it differently. But at the end of the day, you said it and this is how it happened.
Right.
So I think they were waiting for me to always have these mini Teresa moments because they
Mhm.
love that Nepo baby. Like that's what they're doing on Next Gen. They're like, oh, Nepo baby, like all of these cast members have famous parents or, some correlation into like NYC socialite. And I just hated giving that to them, because I was like, that's not me. I was like, as much as yes, I have a temper, I understand that I'm Italian. Like, I understand how this rolls, but that's really not me. Like, I genuinely have the biggest heart. I am a hustler, I'm a hard worker. And I guess I could say I wish more of that was captured rather than mini Teresa moments, And I don't even want to say that my mom only had crazy moments because people love her just for being her authentic self. But they only showed moments where I got a little heated. And it was I felt like that was my main moment they only really showed moments where I was heated and that's where they highlighted me. And I wish I was highlighted in a way where they showed my hustle and how I work hard and how I'm in the city every day and this is what I do and how I'm so loving and I have a big heart. And I think people who have watched Jersey from the start saw that I am compassionate and I do mean well, but sometimes I come off harsh and
Right.
sometimes I can come off a little, like aggressive and I'm, coming at you, even though I'm not trying to. I'm trying to like look out for you. But then that's kind of where I need to like check myself and be like, all right, yes, this is you, Gia. You're a protector. You have that mom instinct, but you also need to be a friend and you can't always insert your opinion. Not everybody's like you. So it that was hard for me to kind of balance because I
Yeah.
felt like on Jersey, I was always with my mom and giving her advice and just trying to protect my family and protect our peace. And then doing Next Gen NYC on my own, I was like, whoa, this is actually really different. And I loved watching myself back because just like you said, it was a mirror and I self reflected and I was like, okay, now I know how I'm going to be a better version of myself moving
Yeah.
forward.
And they will capture those sides of you, right? Like
Yeah.
everyone knows they capture you as, the person that the audience loves one season and then they
Yeah.
know when it's time to make the shift.
Yeah.
You're going to have that moment where they're going to show all sides of you because
I
you
know. And
can't
I was like
get
this oh, I was
any
like whatever. This season's over about of them doing this side to me.
you lived it, it's done, and then we put it on the shelf and we move on because there's nothing we can do about it, right?
Yeah.
I'm
No,
excited
yeah.
to watch. I'll let you know what I think.
Thank you.
I'll be brutally
Um
honest.
I'm excited for it. So I'm excited to get your opinion on BravoCon because then you can give me tips. You can give me tips.
Oh no, I don't know that you want tips from me, but
No, I
I'll give them.
do.
You don't have
I
to.
do because I feel like I was giving Lala energy
Hey,
in early
I'm,
seasons of Vanderpump.
I'm awesome.
Well, Lala, thank you so much for coming on Casual Chaos today. This was so much fun, and I love chatting with you.
I had the best time. Thank you for having me, babe, and I hope you have the best day ever.
Thank you. You too. Tell the
All
babies
right.
I said hello.
I will.